When I was a young girl, we lived in a village called Cresswell that overlooked the sea in Northumberland. And at the back of the house where we lived, there was some woods. And when you walked around the woods, you came to a little, what looked like a bit like a castle. And it was actually called a peel tower. It was a stone peel tower. And behind the peel tower, there was a walled garden. Well, we didn't know it was a garden at the time, but it was a high wall with a door in it. And we could never get through that door until one day it happened to be open. And my friends and I happened to just look through that little door that we're now approaching. And when we looked in, it was like a secret garden, but it was just long grass that nobody looked after and was neglected. And what's happened now is the people of the village have all managed to get into this little garden, and they have completely changed it into the most beautiful garden I have ever seen. They've created an oasis and an absolute beautiful garden that you can just sit down and just soak in your own thoughts. It was so lovely, and I think we just hit upon it being the most beautiful day as well. And when we went in, the flowers, there was so many flowers. This was in May, and I just couldn't get over just how many flowers there were and just how beautiful everything was. The peel tower is actually the castle at the front, or it's called the peel tower, and there's lots of history telling you about how it's there, what happened, what the walled garden was for, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And all around the garden are these kind of little bits of information telling you more about Cresswell, about the peel tower, about the old hall, and about life in Cresswell. The garden is only open on certain days, so you've got to make sure that you go and visit it on the days that it's open, usually a Sunday. But there is information around this garden that tells you when it's open. But just look at the amazing flowers there were. We just couldn't get over how beautiful it was, and just how eye-opening and calm it was within these walls. And all I wanted to do was just sit down. I would have liked to have had a little cup of coffee with me and just sat down and read a book, or sat down and just considered all my thoughts. There's a piece of lawn, there's places where you can just sit and rest. There are lots of seats. There's a nice gazebo with seats around, so you can actually keep the sun out of your face, and you can actually just rest and enjoy the time of being in the garden. I'm going to let you watch and see all these lovely flowers. And so as we left what I still call the secret garden, you come out and we went to the Peel Tower, and the Peel Tower was open as well. Now my memory of the Peel Tower was when I was a young girl at home, and my brother said to us one day, it was around about midnight, he said, let's go down to the Peel Tower and see if we can see the White Lady. So my brother and my two sisters headed down at midnight down to the Peel Tower, and in those days it was open. There were no doors on the front. Everything was just very left to crumble type of building. And we went up the steps, up the top of the steps to the top of the Peel Tower, hoping upon hope that we might see the White Lady, but she never came. But when you get to the very top of this Peel Tower, you get the most magnificent view of the sea and of the rest of the village. And so we went up to the top, and they have restored this Peel Tower absolutely wonderfully with lottery funding. But look at this beautiful, beautiful view. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I think we just happened to hit on the right day. It was such a beautiful blue sky, and it made the sea blue. The whole of the village looked wonderful. And right in the distance, if I zoom right in, you will see at the other end of the bay the lighthouse of Coquet Island. Right at the far end, there you go. And that's where we go on holiday, to Amble. But yes, we went down from there, down from out the Peel Tower, down to the beach, and amazingly, look what we came across. We came across some people who were having they must have been married the day before, but they were down on the beach with all the guests celebrating their marriage. How wonderful, what a wonderful day it was. All at Cresswell Beach.